Part 38 of Don't Say Schwarzenegger. This part is connected to part 35, and it was unplanned until this morning. One of the men that I named in part 35 actually saw my series and reached out to me this morning to clarify some things, and I'm really, really, really glad he did. And that man is Tomer Fedida. To recap part 35, after the attempted unalivings happened at the Nice Guy, the attackers all fled in their cars and they all went back to Sean Drizz's apartment, which is like a 5-minute drive away. And that's where Tomer was, because they were roommates and friends at the time. And at that point, and this is according to deposition transcripts and videos and stuff that I have, everybody that was in there, like all the attackers from the Nice Guy, were going over talking about who hit who and blah, 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 talking about me. A lot of information was given. And when I was reading the transcripts, I was like, oh, so Tomer was named as the roommate and he's never been deposed. There's no police statement. And I was sitting there going, okay, so this guy's just hiding and running away, hiding in the shadows like everyone else. I had also said that because there was no statement on record from Tomer, who was in the at the aftermath at the apartment, all these alarm bells started going off. So this morning, Tomer contacted me himself, which I actually have a lot of respect for because there's so many people hiding in the shadows behind fixers and high-powered attorneys and all that. But he reached out directly, which that's good. Tomer told me that, yes, he was present for the aftermath in the apartment, for the discussions, for whatever happened, all those men going there. He was not present, though, at the Nice Guy during the violence. So I said to Tomer this morning in response, I said, my opinion is you were there because of how silent you've been when it comes to helping all the victims. And this is what I found out from Tomer. Number one, the LAPD never even contacted him. And number two, he says my attorneys did reach out to talk to him and talk about possibly deposing him. He did make himself available on that phone call. He said, okay, well, here are the dates and the times that I'm available that you can depose me, absolutely. My attorneys elected not to depose him. So obviously I immediately reached out to my attorneys to fact check and say, what happened? Like, why wouldn't you, depose one of the star witnesses to the immediate aftermath, especially when we have in all the depositions of other people saying, yeah, we talked about all the details, blah, blah, blah. And they said they don't know. And this information that Tomer gave me this morning actually does change my opinion, on a dime, change my opinion, especially since he's also in law and he put it in writing. He's like, no, this is what happened. And if there's one thing I love, it's receipts and people putting things in writing. But I honestly don't believe he was at the Nice Guy now. I don't believe he was part of the violence if he's so willing to cooperate years ago and so willing to talk directly to me, which a lot of people don't have the backbone to do. Another thing I'll say is he was really polite and open. I was really preparing myself for a crazy exchange, but it wasn't like that at all. So I appreciate that. I just really appreciate him reaching out directly and not having some weird slew of attorneys speaking for him, I guess. I also asked Tomer if there was anything else that he wanted to tell me either privately or anything that maybe I should put publicly on the social media posts, and he just had a polite response. So I hope this is a message to every person out there who was, whether they were present the night of the attempted unaliving or whether they were there in the aftermath, whether it be hours, days, weeks, months, years down the line, whether you worked with any of these people at TMZ, whatever it is. I really hope that this is a sign to you that my door is always open for an adult conversation. If you want to give me tips, if you want to give me vital information that I've missed, or if anything along those lines, my door is open, and I'll keep your name anonymous if you ask me to, 99% of the time, unless you're like, I was the one that tried to end you, but other than that, I've gotten a lot of tips from so many people from so many different, it's crazy. I won't even finish that sentence. But, yeah, I'll keep your name anonymous. I'm here to listen. I am here to get the facts straight. And I am definitely open to having adult conversations with people privately if you would like to speak to me. Oh, one last thing too. I also took off, I had hashtags with Tomer's name on both my TikToks and my IG posts with my series, and I removed his name because that's what happens when people reach out to me and go, look, this was a really terrible situation. You know, I wasn't part of it, but this is what happened. This is what I know. I wasn't trying to run from you. I wasn't trying to, hinder your case or of justice. Just FYI. Okay, great, guys. Have a good day. Bye.